Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for this webinar by CalmHR, one of our DC Bar affinity partners. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind everyone, including myself, to make sure that we're muted, and there will be time for Q&A at the end of the presentation today, so please save all questions until the end. So if you have any questions following today's presentation, there will be contact information available for you to reach out to CalmHR at the conclusion of the program. And then I will also put information for how to reach out to member benefits in, in the chat at the end of the program. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Joe Applebaum from CalmHR.
Thank you very much, Emily. Thanks again for having us. And I welcome everyone to this webinar for members. And this program is going to talk to several different hidden pitfalls, which may be affecting you, and maybe you don't even know about it. It's about the impact of attraction and retention of partners and associates. And let's just get started, okay? So just a short amount of information about me. We've been doing this for almost 4 decades. Yeah, I think I was about 42 when I started. Two when I started. Just kidding. We are recognized as one of the top benefits brokers and consultants in the region. We are part of a national group that's local here as well. And we've been the bar's partner for benefits for the last 32 years. So how do you manage your benefits and your firm? And what is the impact to you, to your partners, to your associates? We've been listening. We've been talking to many of the bar's members. We did a very large dialogue for Q&A to get your opinions back in the fall, and this is what we've heard. First of all, many of the firms have told us that they have this no-cost retirement program. And when someone tells us we have a no-cost plan, that sort of indicates that there is something hidden behind the scenes, i.e., the wizard's curtain, and they wrap everything together. And when an organization wraps things together and is not transparent, there could be a problem. So these so-called no-cost plans typically charge high asset fees. And if they're left unchecked, it simply just affects your plan in a negative way. And so these are called hidden fees. So one client realized when they finally opened up that curtain and looked behind it that they had lost more than $200,000 over the last decade. Now, this was not a national law firm with thousands of people. This is a small local law firm. It could be any of you. It could be any jurisdiction. It does not make a difference. So keep in mind that you invest in a retirement plan for the future. If there are rocks in the road, pebbles or boulders, they will impact what you have at retirement. So some of the clients and some of the members have told us, hey, we're with a national provider. And what does that mean? That means they are with a national retirement or investment house. Pick the flavor, you know them all, you've heard of them. And they thus have the lowest fees. So during one most recent review, the client told us, yeah, and we also have their S&P 500 and the likes. I said, I'm very sorry about that. And the gentleman said, what do you mean? Why are you sorry? I said, because their cost is twice as much as what it should be, what it would be in this program. And they said, how is that possible? And I said, you ever hear the story of the chicken house or the hen house and the back door and the fox? So the direct providers have no incentive to give you the lowest cost or something that is attempting to be the lowest cost. Lowest expense ratios don't mean that they're the actual lowest net expense ratios. So think of that for a second. And it's interesting. We saw one recently where they had a international fund, and it was a good fund. But that fund did not take advantage of foreign tax credits. What does that mean? Well, our program, which is the first in the country, has an allowance for foreign tax credits. It actually pays you to be in the fund, and it is the top fund. So when you're investing, understanding what's behind the curtain is a very important thing, whether you have 10 years left to retirement or you have 30. Anything that impedes that growth means that you can have less money when you retire. So that foreign tax credit gave them a negative. They paid you to be in that fund. So our discussion here is not solely about retirement. It's about a lot of different things that impact a law firm and its partners and its associates and how you retain that talent. So recently spoke to a firm with about 48 people, 4 equity partners, and a partner that was not an equity partner, and of course the associates and the likes and the staff. And we were dialoguing about their long-term disability. So the question beget was, they actually chose to not cover themselves. I said, why did you do that? He says, well, it wasn't enough to cover our lifestyle needs. It was only $6,000 a month. It was a taxable benefit. And we have some of our own individual policies, which were better, and it was non-taxable. I said, do you want more or do you need more? And the answer was, yeah, we would, but it's taxable. Well, that's not the case. It can be set up as being non-taxable to partners, to any group within the organization. So this group, which is not a national law firm, it's not even a big regional, they have 48 people, 4 equity partners. I said, would you like more? Yes, but one of us has some medical issues. Okay. Would you like to do it without a medical exam? Really? Yes. I said, would you like the benefits to terminate at 65 or 70? They said, yeah, but we're specialists. And that was not an issue. So to give you an idea, they gave up their plan a couple of years ago, and we illustrated something very simple. Tax-free benefits. They could choose as much as $20,000 a month of group insurance. That group insurance would be paid for the partners by themselves. It equated to about $1,300 a year each, and they were going to get $180,000 tax-free on top of their individual policies, and it would last them to age 70, and it was a specialty definition for their practice. One of the partners was 45, and I said, okay, well, that gives you 25 years more at $180,000 a year. Think about that. And they were just dumbfounded. So a few little pieces. Now, can you imagine if that non-equity partner or that associate was only getting a $5,000 or $6,000 taxable benefit because the 4 partners didn't know any better? And they said, well, this other firm is calling me and offering me a little bit more money, a better line on being an equity partner in time or a partner, and their benefits are just amazing. Could just put them over the edge. So looking at any size firm, anywhere in the country, you have to ask yourselves, can I compete on a national level or in a local level? So I've seen this over my 3.5 decades. I've seen a partner leave. Of course, we've seen associates leave, but associates that weren't on a faster track to become a partner. I saw a whole practice, specialty practice leave, millions and millions of dollars of revenue and lost opportunities. So even losing a good associate is a costly loss. So it's important to look at work-life balance, which is the number one thing. Think about last year, this whole last year during the pandemic. People are working from homes. That massive lease that you have in downtown DC or Chicago, LA, or wherever you may be, is it as necessary as it used to be? No, it's not. But people are working more at home than they were in the office. They don't even have to travel. But again, that work-life balance was the number one thing we were told about. And in that work-life balance, when you're recruiting an associate or a partner, or you're looking to hold on to who you already have, think about that as your number one thing. Think about whether or not that partner is doing okay. So taking a step back from the basic numbers of managing a firm is actually a very, very vital thing. During this pandemic, we've seen more mental health issues pop out. That's because we all have issues. I like to say we all have shiitakes. And how we saute those shiitakes with olive oil and garlic and shallots is up to us. So understand this, mental health and emotional health, everyone's got it. And you can't poo-poo it any longer. So the second thing we heard was partnership opportunities, both for non-equity partners who might get onto that track or an associate. And we understand fully that you could have an associate that never will become a partner. They're just not possible. You've learned over the years, but are they holding on to relationships? And if they leave, what does that mean to you? So while partnership opportunities are not always the avenue, there can be other ways to use number three, benefits. Comp and benefits can also play a very big role for the for the associate that actually wields a lot of value that for whatever reason does not become a partner or is not on that track for the next couple of years. Can you do things differently for them? And the answer is yes. You can carve out special benefits for them. They can be their own class. You can do things for them that you don't do for others, besides salary. So think about more and think about your wish list when it comes to preparing to acquire talent or to retain that talent. So this is the old school, negotiation tactic. Can I get more for the same? So I'm going to take you down to a place called New Orleans, where my daughter went to college. I learned a word. It's called lagniappe. Lagniappe means a little something extra. So could you get a little something extra without it paying any more money? The answer is yes, you could. And it can happen in varying degrees around all of your benefit programs, about all of your recruiting, everything that you touch. So we talked about lowest net fee 401ks. Are you a firm that has over 100 staff and partners that are in that audit size? Did you know that the program that we've created for the bar, for the DC bar, would have no audit fee? No audit. Every audit costs about $15,000 to $30,000 a year. You're not on the DOL's radar anymore. And guess what? It takes upwards of 100 hours a year for the finance and HR team to put together the audit. Higher limits with no medical exam on life insurance and disability. That 4-partner firm just increased their life insurance by an additional $250,000 per partner without a medical exam for pennies. Pennies. So think about what's important to you, your partners, the firm, your family. Could you have an executive medical reimbursement plan? Something to allow you to be discriminatory to partners or to that really good associate who needs more, that they're just not ready for partner material. Okay? Yeah, you can do that. And it can become tax deductible to the firm. Covers all out-of-pocket costs. Can you do that? The answer is yes. How do you reduce waste in medical plans? Well, we have a tagline, helping employers control the future cost of healthcare. We've been doing it for decades. So senators and congresspeople would not talk to me because they felt, hey, everyone can think the same thing. We all have our own agenda. But if you want to cut the waste out of your plan, I don't care if you're 15 people, 150 people, or 1,500. The same rules apply. We can show you how there is a way to cut the waste out of your programs. Lastly, the little known thing called free college tuition benefits. I have an HR person that's been playing in this world for a while, and she's a single mom. And in a couple of years, when her son goes to college, she is going to have in one of her programs 100,000 points, which mean nothing. But she's nominated him into the program. There are well over 400 schools that participate with the program. And that 100,000 points, when he gets accepted to one of those 400 plus schools, becomes $100,000 spread over the 4 years to reduce her tuition costs. Doesn't offset anything to do with scholarships or financial aid. And why was that? Because her firm put together programs that allowed her to participate in things that she already wanted, needed, or was participating in, like a dental plan, like a life insurance plan, and she got free college tuition benefits. Didn't cost the firm a dime. So what we've gone through here is how to take the practice of attraction and retention to do what? To make your lives easier. Now, we can't help everybody, but being the consultant for the bar, the DC bar for 32 years has provided me with a lot of inside track on what law firms need, what do attorneys need, and what do the people that work for them need. So what you're looking at here is what CalmHR is about. And there are different facets for different people at different times. It's not, you must take the entire plate. And we've set this up through the bar as an affinity partner to offer things that will also help simplify the administrative lives of small to medium-sized law firms. There are a couple of facets of this gem that large law firms would like as well, like the retirement program that I just expressed. I am sorry, my program here just went on my screen. So think about this. If you can automate your entire back office so that everything runs smoothly, from payroll to HR to compliance with local, state, and federal, and your benefits were that of a national law firm, how much easier is it, and are you able to attract whether it's the millennial, the Gen Y, the Gen Z, or the other generations and soon to come generations. So we put everything in one place to make it easier for you, like all of this, whether it's payroll, human capital management, because people, those belly buttons are your human capital. All of this is in one place and it all connects to the benefits. So whoever is internal to your organization, that's a great thing. Guess what? It doesn't stop there. Our Keep It Simple solution, which I've trademarked, no, we don't call it anything stupid or silly. It's a solution. It allows you to get back to doing what do you do best? Managing a law firm for the benefits of your clients and building and billing benefits, everything. Everything's available to you, no matter where you are in this country. And it's done with a subject matter expertise. Payroll management, online, on your phone, connected. Everything from payroll, taxes, and the likes. Compliance, everything that's necessary to run a law firm. HR tools, whether it be hiring and onboarding, whether it be your employee handbook, because you're in 3 different states, all of that is taken care of for you. The retirement we went over earlier, lower your obligation to whom? The DOL, your fiduciary liability. So everything is done with a deft hand to minimize your administrative risk. All you need to do is affirm the plan you want, sign your documents, and guess what? Fund the retirement plan. That's it. The program is held by ERISA 338 and 316 fiduciaries. And guess what? Your administrative liability and fiduciary obligations have been reduced to almost zero. You never fully do it, but this is as close as you're going to get. And lastly, executive benefits. We're dealing with one partner right now, one of the top in his realm in the country, top of the heap. And we're talking about something they're doing for their planning, their estate planning. The gentleman is going to turn 80 next month, a member of the DC bar, and he gets and has had all of these things for years from working with us. But the newest thing is an executive plan built for him off of the insurance, the life insurance that he's had for decades, with tax advice. And then he can understand because he is a brilliant mind. So he didn't have to go searching. And not everybody needs it, but it's there. So while I value not only my relationship with the DC bar, I value it with every one of you who have asked questions of us over this last year during the pandemic, when we launched the CalmHR program as an affiliate of the DC Bar Association. So I will open it up if anyone has questions. Kindly use the chat, or you can ask to, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask a question. But I'm happy to answer anything that you would like at this juncture. Certainly you can reach us after the fact as well. While I see that there is no one putting forth any chats with us at this juncture, you will have the ability to reach out to us after the fact. So please, by all means, reach out to us. We're available by the email, by phone. You can follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And I want to thank you for all of your time today.
I think
Again,
we have,
my name. Oh, actually, we did just have one.
yeah, we have a question in the chat.
Yes, I just saw that. So someone asked us, what are common benefit packages for solo practitioners? So solo practitioners, we are seeing more and more individuals having their own shops, hanging out their own shingle, but not having access to benefits. So what we provide you with are the ability to obtain the type of programs, depending upon whether you do have any staff or not, from everything that we dialogued about, including retirement. So if you have worked at a law firm before and you've opened up your own Simple K, we have somebody in Utah that's just signed up recently. He's a member of the bar and he's hiring an individual and he wanted to know how to do a proper 401k. The same thing goes for the health benefits. So common benefit packages for solo are dependent upon the individual's needs, whether they are married or significant other, if they are truly solo in their lifestyle, and what medical benefits they need. Same thing goes for life, disability, retirement. And so dialogue with us. We're happy to talk. And it really comes down to personal choice. You can have everything on that schematic that we've shown, whether you're one person or one person with staff. And it doesn't make a difference what state you reside in. I hope that helps answer a general question. Specifics would be needed to be drilled down and dialogued with you. Are there any other questions that anyone might have regarding, you're very welcome, what the bar has put in place for all of their members? Okay. Emily has shared with us the membership location for questions about CalmHR. It is in the chat feature at memberbenefits@dcbar.org. At the DC Bar, if you go into For Lawyers, Membership and Membership Benefits, or you can email membershipbenefits@dcbar.org. I want to thank everyone who joined us today, who's been listening. And for those of you who were not live, but Memorex, that's an old joke, you will have this available to you as well. And by all means, reach out to us. We're happy to assist. We're happy to answer questions and to make your membership as robust as possible as being a member of the DC Bar Association. Thank you very much. And we look forward to sharing with you at the next video series or webinar. Emily, do you have any other questions? If not, I will stop the recording.
That's it. Thank you so much for attending. You will receive a recording of this meeting in the follow-up email, so keep your eye out for that.
Thank you again, Emily. Bye-bye.